This Flames prospect is shocking everyone. After spending almost the entire season hurt, Andrew Basha came back better than ever and won the WHL Championship. He's now going to the Memorial Cup, and he's not the only Flames prospect headed there. The future is looking bright in Calgary, especially if you watch to the end of this Flames prospect update. We're going to get into all that and more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. And let's talk about our boys headed to the Memorial Cup. Like I said, one Flames prospect is absolutely shocking everyone, and it is Andrew Basha. He had a terrible injury earlier this season and finally came back. He missed the first 3 rounds of the playoffs, obviously came back for the WHL Championship Series, added Caden Lindstrom of the Columbus Blue Jackets, which was crazy to see, and they cruised, obviously, to that championship. But a huge congratulations to him. So, in what could very well be his final Western League game, Flames prospect Andrew Basha wins the WHL Championship with the Medicine Hat Tigers. A big congratulations to the Tigers on winning yet another championship there. So the Memorial Cup now will be contested between Medicine Hat of the Dub, London of the OHL. They look scary good as well. Rimouski is the host, and Moncton is the champ from the Q as well. So a pair of Flames prospects in the tournament in Basha from Medicine Hat and Etienne Morin from Moncton, which we will get into him in just a little bit here. But let's focus on Basha a little bit just because his story's crazy. But Flames prospect Andrew Basha was credited with 2 assists in Medicine Hat's Game 5 series clinching win. In 5 playoff games after returning from ankle surgery, he had 2 goals and 4 assists for 6 points and was a +4, which is crazy. Imagine missing almost the whole season and then coming back at the highest level you could possibly come back to, the championship series, and playing that well, over a point per game, playing super well. Yes, the Medicine Hat Tigers were just phenomenal, and it's kind of hard not to play good when you're surrounded by so many good players, but Basha, the Calgary kid himself, just so good. So Medicine Hat will open the Memorial Cup next Friday against the host Rimouski Oceanic, which I will get into in a second here. But the other guy I did want to focus on, like I said before, was Etienne Morin. So he already owns the Moncton Wildcats record for most playoff points by a D-man, which is just phenomenal to see. Now the Flames prospect extends his lead with his 39th postseason point on his second goal of the 2025 Q playoffs. So yes, he is just an incredible offensive defenseman. He's shown progress, real development in his game as well, which is great to see. And he'll be playing meaningful hockey as well, which really at the end of the day matters more than anything. Getting our guys to play meaningful hockey at the junior level can only mean that they're more experienced heading into the professional level, which is fantastic to see. Now, if we take a look at this article here by Rupert McDonald from the Hockey Writers, he wrote an article very recently that was the Flames' top 15 prospects in the organization, and I wanted to see where Basha and Morin fit on this list. So, the Calgary Flames are turning the page. Yes, they are. After years as a middle organization, they have been able to change their approach under GM Craig Conroy and have been building a strong foundation of good prospects who should be able to play a role in this team turning into a contender in the years to come. Of course, that is with fingers and toes crossed. I'm not going to show my feet on screen. Some people are a little bit weird when it comes to that, but the fingers are crossed. And I'm not going to go over all top 15, but I did, like I say, want to see where Basha and Morin fit in. So if we take a look at the one that's a little bit lower on the list, it is Andrew Basha. He clocked in at number 12, according to Mr. McDonald here. So Andrew Basha is a player who could be all over the place on this list, depending which fan or media member you talk to. The Flames' second-round pick from the 2024 draft certainly has a lot of upside, though his 2024-25 season with the Medicine Hat Tigers of the Western Hockey League was hampered due to injury. So not the biggest sample size for him this past year after the year after his draft year. Basha's numbers regressed this season, though being limited to just 23 regular season games certainly played a part. Staying healthy will be imperative next season as he looks to show many that he is one of the top prospects in the Flames organization. And like that tweet from Ryan Pike we saw earlier, this may have been his last official WHL game, not as obviously his last game with the Medicine Hat Tigers as he's going to the Memorial Cup, of course, but there's growing interest, or at least most people are speculating that he's going to want to turn pro next year, whether that means with the Wranglers or elsewhere. So it is interesting that his junior career could essentially be over after the Memorial Cup Yes, the injury this year did really suck, his ankle injury, but it's great to see that he's come back seemingly better than ever, which is shocking. Imagine being out for that long and then coming back at the highest level and playing that well. Honestly, it is shocking, and a lot of people are saying their kudos to him and to Lindstrom as well, and just the Medicine Hat Tigers as an organization. But Basha at number 12 is obviously very interesting. The other guy we care about, Etienne Morin, let's see where he is on the list. He clocked in at number 10, so a little bit higher. Many are higher than this on Etienne Morin, true, though I have my reservations, and again, this is from Rupert McDonald. The 20-year-old blue liner was taken in the second round of the 2023 draft with the expectation he would develop into an offensive defenseman at the NHL level. As is the issue with Poirier, the Flames have two other similar style blue liners who are more gifted offensively. The reservations with Morin stem from the fact that his numbers haven't reached the same high they did in his draft-eligible season. He's been closer to the point-per-game mark in each of his last two seasons with the Moncton Wildcats, suggesting he may not become a big offensive producer in the professional ranks as hoped. That said, he is still an intriguing prospect who could wind up proving myself and others wrong in pro ranks next season. I think I would have him a little bit higher on the list, but that just goes to show how deep our prospect pool is, which is not a bad thing at all. But I think Etienne Morin would easily be in my top 10. We do, as I said before, get to see him play a little bit more, as if we take a look at the Memorial Cup schedule here, we got lots of Basha, lots of Morin. So obviously Basha with the Tigers logo there, and then Morin with the Wildcats, the kind of yellow and red looking one there. And they actually play each other on Monday, May 26th. So not this upcoming Monday, but the one after. So that will definitely be one to watch if you like seeing our prospects play. As we saw before, Basha kicks off the tournament on May 23rd. And who knows, maybe they'll meet each other in the final. I would kind of think that London and Medicine Hat are kind of the favorites going into this, but you never know. Last year we saw the host win with Zane Parekh and the Saginaw Spirit, so you never know what could happen in this tournament, but it should be very fun, and I'm so glad that there are a couple of guys we can keep our eye on as the tournament goes on, which is fantastic. So excited to watch. Now let's quickly look at a couple of others, and you're probably going to know, if you're a regular around the channel, you're kind of going to know who one of these guys is, but there was one guy who his own team tweeted out about him, so I had to show it, and of course it is Jacob Battaglia from the Kingston Frontenac. So a massive season from a star in the making. Jacob Battaglia hit career highs across the board in 2024-25 with 40 goals, 50 assists, and 90 points. We can't wait to see what Bates has in store for next year. Now that coming from the team itself, obviously very high praise there, but he had an excellent season. A lot of the time you see a player play the best in their draft year, it makes sense. It's like what we see with the Flames. It seems like all the players play the best in their contract year. It happens across the NHL as well. But to see Battaglia just get better and better as this season went on was fantastic to see. He also had a good playoff. So he's another prospect we can really keep our eyes on, because he kind of, I don't know, he goes under the radar when people are kind of looking at the future and seeing what our lines could be. So he's a really good player. Obviously signed his ELC not too long ago. So glad to have him in the pipeline as well. Very excited to see what he brings next year, assuming he'll still be in the O, but we'll just have to wait and see, of course. And you know who was coming next, but calling back to the Rupert McDonald prospect list, I had to go to number one just so that we can feel better about the future. And who was number one? Well, it was Zane Parekh, of course. So this should come to the surprise of nobody. Parekh isn't just the best prospect in the Flames organization, but is one of the better prospects in hockey overall. 100% agree. He has his warts defensively, but is one of the most offensively gifted defensive prospects the NHL has seen in some time. He's also an elite skater, which should ensure that his offensive transitions well to the NHL, even if it takes some time to get fully adjusted. And already through one game, it looks like the transition is going well. Parekh is coming off a season in which he recorded 33 goals and 107 points in 61 games with the Saginaw Spirit. He was able to give Flames fans a glimpse of what lies ahead as he scored in his NHL debut versus the Los Angeles Kings last month, and then he smoked Blake Coleman, which was hilarious. Fans should be expecting to see him on the Flames blue line for the 2025-26 season. Yes, we certainly are. It'll make the Flames so much more exciting to watch. Watching Wolf and Parekh, oh my gosh, and with some of the other young guys, Coronato signed now, the Flames should be a really exciting team to watch next year, even if, there's some growing pains. It should be super fun. But again, the future is bright in Calgary, and I couldn't be more excited to talk about it. Now let's get into the comment of the day. It comes from yesterday's video about, kind of the Mitch Marner situation and him most likely hitting free agency if the Flames can go for it. And I thought this was the most realistic take of them all. Of course, it comes from Guitar Memoir. He said Marner is going to want 7 years at over $12 million at 28 years old, maybe well over. I think he would be great on the team, but he certainly doesn't fit the age group Connie says he is targeting, and the commitment would be super long term. No guarantee Marner would produce at the same level as he has. Huberdeau certainly didn't, and he was only a year older. I don't like it, and I doubt he would sign with the Flames anyway. And that's just the fact of the matter here. Guitar Memoir, I don't know how many languages you speak, but I know you at least speak two in English, and absolute facts. Nothing bad to say about this comment here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to what you saw here today and have a wonderful rest of your day.